The NBA playoffs have always had classic moments incorporated in them, and 2013 was no different, with LeBron James and the Miami Heat likely to pursue a second straight title to win a historic regular season. Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, and Oklahoma City Thunder will likely seek to reclaim their lost glory in the NBA Finals, all the while proving that they can be doing just fine without the help of Harden. Harden was hoping to reap benefits of his own with the Houston Rockets.
Be sure to subscribe to Viral Now and hit the bell so you never miss an upload from us. Also, leave a like right now.
The 8th seed upsets. The 8th seed has beaten a first seed only 4 times in an NBA playoff, and there's no doubting that each instance is an occasion to remember. With the Denver Nuggets being the first to pull it off in 1994, they turned the tables on the 63-win Seattle Supersonics in 5 games, which was a feat like no other. The series ended with Dikembe Mutombo clutching the ball on the floor, which was a thrill in itself to watch. 5 years down the line, the New York Knicks became the first 8th seed to make it to the NBA Finals, all thanks to Allen Houston's series-clinching shot against the Miami Heat in Game Number 5. Most recently, however, the Memphis Grizzlies made it to their first playoffs ever in 2011 by outplaying a constrained San Antonio Spurs squad. However, the most memorable of all of them comes from the Golden State Warriors in 2007, when Hall of Fame coach Dan Nelson led the Warriors to a stunning 6 winner against the old Dallas Mavericks. The Mavericks had played in the finals just a year before with Dirk Nowitzki winning the MVP, the triple doubles and near quadruple doubles. The NBA playoffs have paved the way for more than impressive performances, although the stat sheets were loaded with the names of players like Larry Bird, James Worthy, and Shaquille O'Neal, and not to mention Tim Duncan, all in their heyday. Larry Bird was known to record a triple-double in Game 6 of the 1986 Finals, and concluded the game, winning it for the Boston Celtics against the Houston Rockets. What's more, he also earned the MVP for himself, and set a home record for the Celtics, finishing the game 50-1 during the regular season and the playoffs. However, Big Game James was to come through even bigger, with 36 points, 16 rebounds, and 10 assists to make the Los Angeles Lakers the league's champions once again in 19 years, ever since 1969, by winning a Game 7 over the Detroit Pistons in the 1988 Finals. Shaquille O'Neal was known to lead the Lakers, who lost in Game 1 of the 2001 Finals back to victory, by nearly tallying a quadruple-double, all while piling up 28 points and 20 rebounds. The Big Diesel's efforts were surpassed in 2003 when the Big Fundamental recorded his own triple-double and was just 2 blocks away from completing a quadruple-double to clinch the victory for the Spurs and win them their second title in the 2003 Finals Game 6. Kobe Bryant and his sprained ankle. In the NBA Finals of 2000, Kobe Bryant missed most of Game 2 and all of Game 3 because of a sprained ankle. The game was against the Indiana Pacers. However, this did not stop him from going on to play 47 possible minutes out of 53 and scoring 28 points to lead the Lakers to a 120-118 overtime win in Indianapolis. That fateful day was everything about Bryant: his determination, toughness, craving of pressure, the coming attraction of the future of the Lakers as their leader, and not to mention his skill. The way he provided those valuable, productive minutes after having struggled through the early days of the finals is definitely a feat to applaud. He seemed to be at his best, although Shaq had fouled out. Bryant played on what he called a throbbing ankle, making a pair of straightaway jumpers and finally a reverse layup putback, sealing a win with 5.9 more seconds to go. Allen Iverson's trademark crossover dribble in Game 1 of the 2001 NBA Finals, where the Philadelphia 76ers were facing the defending champions, the Los Angeles Lakers. Allen Iverson used his trademark crossover dribble against Lakers guard Tyronn Lue. He then stepped back and hit a fadeaway jumper, and Lue fell down. Iverson then took an exaggerated step over Lue on his way back up the court. The play made Iverson come into the place with the all-time greats, and it was as much about the player as it was about the play. Iverson had given up his lone MVP by averaging a league-leading 31.1 points per game. Iverson was then to lead the Sixers to the finals in nearly 2 decades, and many of his fans thought that there would be a second coming. Iverson finished the game with 48 points, getting the Sixers to a 107-101 win in overtime. However, the Lakers later won 4 straight games, and Iverson was never to make it back to a finals ever again. Ron Artest's rescue. In Game 7 of the 2010 Finals, the Los Angeles Lakers were up against the Boston Celtics, and Kobe Bryant was struggling with a terrible 6 for 24 shooting performance. This was shaping up to be a defining moment in his career. However, Ron Artest saved him, sinking a three-pointer over an outstretched hand of Paul Pierce, with only 1 minute left in the play. This shot was to push the Lakers' lead to 79-73 with just a minute to go, providing the breathing time they needed to hold off the Celtics and secure their second straight championship. This wasn't just a rematch against the Celtics from 2 years ago, but it was yet another Lakers-Celtics finals battle. Kobe was desperate to win this one, not just to fend off against his personal demons, but also to show that he could win it all yet again without the help of Shaquille O'Neal, and not to mention stick one into the Celtics, who were much hated. Perhaps the only thing more frantic than the finish of the game was Artest's post-game media session. He was thrilled to explain the emotions he had during the pinnacle moment of his rather exciting career. He managed to save Kobe from a shockingly bad performance by an all-time great play in a game of this stature. Jordan jolts Jazz in Game 6. In this particular game, John Stockton passes the ball over to Karl Malone, and Michael Jordan pushed the ball away and dribbled it to the front. Byron Russell was guarding him, who was one of the Jazz's perimeter defenders. As Jordan came into the three-point line, he executed a quick crossover, pushing off Russell. The officials, however, did not call it a foul. He then made a 20-foot jumper, giving the Chicago Bulls an 87-86 lead with only 5.2 seconds left on the clock. The Bulls won the game and also got their 6th title. Magic fills in at center. The captain of the Los Angeles Lakers, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, suffered from a sprained ankle in the previous game and could not play Game 6 of the 1980 NBA Finals. Magic Johnson was a rookie at the time and stepped in for the captain. Now, although he was a point guard, he went on to play all 5 positions all throughout the game, which included Abdul-Jabbar's center position. In the end, he scored 42 points, 15 rebounds, and 7 assists, and led the Lakers to defeat the Philadelphia 76ers 123-107 and won the NBA championship. Reed inspires the Knicks to victory. It was Game 5 of the 1970 NBA Finals, and New York Knicks captain had a torn leg in Game 5 and could not play Game 6 as well. That was when Will Chamberlain scored 45 points and tied the series for the Los Angeles Lakers. However, despite the injuries, Reed was still determined to play in Game 7, which was the decisive one. Taking an injection to lessen the pain, he entered the game but could finish only with 4 points. However, his presence alone was enough to bring the Knicks to a 113-99 victory and their first title of the franchise. A tradition is born. It was 1951 and the 5th fledgling season of the NBA game. The East had defeated the West 111-94. Without the glitz and glamour of this exhibition, none of the ones, glitz and glamours, now associated with the All-Star Weekend would have ever existed. Mr. Clutch lives up to his name. Named the 1972 All-Star Game MVP for his superb 13-point, 6-rebound, and 6-steal performance, and that which became an iconic game-winning shot for the West. It was nonetheless a special year for Jerry West. The then Los Angeles Lakers won a record of 69 games, which included a record 33-game win that exists even today. But the most important thing for West was the one and only NBA title he won, best rendition ever of the StarSpangled Banner. Many say that Whitney Houston's Super Bowl 25 performance was one of the greatest of the StarSpangled Banner performances at a sporting event. No one can question that. But the one Gay gave at the 1983 NBA All-Star Game was a performance that would thrive on. Arranging the anthem with pretty much only a synthesizer playing the beat in the background, he took it over from there with his own smooth voice. Kyrie saves Christmas with a game winner. After a humiliating defeat by the Cavaliers in the 2016 NBA Finals, Kevin Durant played one of the best scorers the game has ever seen. The Christmas Day matchup was the first game the two teams had ever played since Game 7 of the 2015 Finals. Being one of the most anticipated matches of the season, it didn't seem to disappoint in the end, as it became one of the best that the season had ever seen, and also ended up being a close match between the two rivals. Although the Cavaliers seemed to trail 94-80 early on in the fourth quarter, Kyrie Irving, who had a slow start, scored 14 points in the fourth quarter, 6 of which came in the last 5 minutes of play, and also included a game-winning one-pointer lead for the Cavaliers. Kyrie, driving into the body of Klay Thompson, hit a fadeaway jump shot to finish the game and lead the Cavaliers to victory. There were only 3.4 seconds to go before the game ended, and the Golden State Warriors had one last chance. However, Kevin Durant lost his balance and was not able to make the shot before time was up. Kyrie Irving, on the other hand, finished with a mind-blowing 25 points, 10 assists, 7 steals, and 6 rebounds to once again come out on top for the Cavaliers by showing his clutch gene to the world. The Cavaliers defeated the Warriors 109-108. However, the Warriors ended up winning the title for that year against the same Cavaliers, but that Irving game-winning shot made it an unforgettable moment in the Cavalier-Warrior rivalry. The Warriors and Cavaliers troll over each other over the years. When there is a rivalry like that of the Warriors and Cavaliers, there is bound to be trolls and trash talk on it. However, the trolls and trash talks on these rival teams seem to have spanned over 4 years, especially when we consider the types of players that both teams have got. In one such instance, Damon Green, who was probably drunk at the moment, has said that the Cavaliers suck and they're not as good as the Warriors, amidst the numerous statements and comments that he has made. So, to end with, these were some of the most epic moments in NBA that were worth mentioning. Over the years, the NBA has seen some stupendous players make some of the most awe-inspiring game-winning shots. Nonetheless, the ones that are talked about here are no doubt the most epic the history of the NBA has ever seen. Don't you agree?